Welcome back. In today's exciting video, we're uncovering the top 5 most rare and valuable Jefferson nickels that could be sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change. We're diving deep into the hidden world of these errors, their shocking backstory. We're talking about nickels worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. The 1964 SMS Jefferson nickel is one of the most mysterious and valuable modern nickels in existence. It belongs to the ultra-rare 1964 Special Mint Set, SMS, coins, a fascinating anomaly in U.S. numismatic history. Below is a full breakdown of its history, rarity, and value. This isn't your average pocket change. This nickel is shrouded in secrecy. Its origins are debated, its appearance is unlike any other 1964 coin, and when it hits the auction block, bidders go wild. Unique features of the 1964 SMS Jefferson nickel. So how do you know if you're holding a 1964 SMS Jefferson nickel? Surface finish. The surface is satiny or semi-proof-like, with no deep mirrors like a traditional proof coin. Striking quality. SMS nickels have incredibly sharp details, especially on Jefferson's hair, the steps of Monticello, and the rims. Die characteristics. The dies used were specially polished, but not to proof levels. Some coins have tiny die polish lines, a signature of special handling. No cameo contrast. Unlike proof coins, these have a more uniform sheen, not the black and white cameo look. Test tube auction records, real sales. Moneybag PCGS SP68 full steps, sold, $32,900. PCGS SP67FS, sold, $20,562. Slightly lower grade but still extremely desirable. Moneybag PCGS SP66FS, sold, $13,000, $18,000. And these prices are increasing over time, as more collectors become aware of the coin's history and scarcity. Rumor has it that a private collector offered over $50,000 for a flawless example not listed on the public market. Why these coins are so valuable? Here's why the 1964 SMS Jefferson nickel is a numismatic legend. White heavy checkmark extreme rarity. With only a few dozen known, it's rarer than a 1913 Liberty Head nickel. White heavy checkmark historical significance. It was produced during a pivotal time at the U.S. Mint, right before the Coinage Act of 1965 changed everything. White heavy checkmark mystery and prestige. No official records exist. The mystique only makes it more desirable among elite collectors. White heavy checkmark top-tier quality. These coins are struck better than nearly all circulation or proof coins from 1964. We're diving deep into the hidden world of 1965 Jefferson nickel errors, their shocking backstory, how to identify them. Stay with me to the end because I'll reveal the most expensive known sale of this coin, and how you could spot one in your own collection. The historical 1965 Jefferson nickel. To understand why the 1965 Jefferson nickel errors are so rare and valuable, we have to go back to a turning point in U.S. minting history. In the mid-1960s, the United States was experiencing a coin shortage crisis. Silver prices had skyrocketed, and millions of people were hoarding silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Other rare 1965 Jefferson nickel errors. Let's take a look at the full range of known 1965 Jefferson nickel errors that have rocked the coin collecting world. Struck on silver dime planchet. Value, $3,000 to $10,000 plus. Double strikes and off-center strikes. Value, $1,000 to $5,000 plus. Clipped planchets. Value, $300 to $1,500 plus. Wrong planchet, foreign coin blanks. Value, $2,000 to $10,000 plus. Auction records, real-life sales. Let's dive into some of the jaw-dropping prices these coins have brought at auction. 1965 Jefferson nickel struck on silver dime planchet. Graded MS64 by NGC. Sold by Heritage Auctions for $4,312. 1965 Jefferson nickel double struck with off-center. Graded MS65, sold for $2,760. Clipped planchet 1965 nickel, certified, sold for $1,250 in a 2022 auction. But here's the biggest rumor circulating among high-end collectors. A private collector may have paid over $50,000 for a full-strike 1965 nickel on a flawless silver planchet, certified MS66 by PCGS. If verified, that would be the highest price ever paid for a 1965 Jefferson nickel. You've probably heard of the 1970 Jefferson nickel, but what if I told you that certain error varieties from this year could make you a fortune? That's right. Tucked into pocket change, hidden in old coin jars, and quietly sitting in collections across the country, are 1970 nickels with incredible mint errors that turn them into mega money machines. In this video, we'll uncover the truth about the most valuable and rare 1970 error nickels, what makes them so special, and exactly how you can identify one. Backhand index pointing right. No business strike nickels were produced at San Francisco in 1970. Every coin from this mint that year was intended to be proof only. Struck on a 1-cent planchet, the coin was struck on a copper penny planchet, not a nickel planchet. Sold for over $3,000 at auction. 1970 S. Jefferson Nickel double strike, proof, valued at over $5,000 to $7,500, depending on grade. The wild rarity of wrong planchet errors. Wrong planchet errors are the jackpot when it comes to Jefferson nickels, especially in proof form. Known wrong planchet errors for 1970 S. nickels: struck on a cent planchet, copper, red or red-brown toning, lightweight. Struck on a dime planchet, silver-clad, even rarer, high silver content. Struck on a foreign coin planchet, super obscure, but worth thousands. Money bag value range, $2,000 to $10,000 plus, depending on clarity of strike and coin grade. Microscope auction records and real sales. Here are some jaw-dropping auction sales of 1970 S error nickels. 1970 S nickel struck on a 1-cent planchet, red finish. Sold for $3,360. 1970 S nickel double strike, proof. Sold for $7,500. Incredibly sharp secondary strike, perfect surfaces. Gemstone 1970 S nickel struck on a dime planchet. Estimated value, $10,000 plus. You could be holding one in your change jar right now, a nickel so rare, so valuable, and so unbelievably overlooked, that it has shocked even professional collectors. This isn't some old 1800s coin. We're talking about the 1974 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. These high numbers mean most 1974 nickels are common, but that's what makes the rare errors so explosive in value. Among hundreds of millions, only a few slipped through with jaw-dropping mistakes. The most valuable 1974 Jefferson Nickel errors: double die obverse, DDO, light doubling, $100 to $300. Strong doubling, especially on the date $2,000 to $5,000 plus in high grades. Struck on the wrong planchet, value, $2,500 to over $7,500. Struck on a dime planchet, value, $3,000 to $10,000 plus, especially in high-grade or proof versions. Off-center strikes, 20 to 50% off-center, $300 to $1,000 plus. Broad strikes, value, $100 to $500 plus. Clipped planchet errors, value, $75 to $250 plus depending on severity and eye appeal. Rare proof errors from San Francisco Mint, value of dramatic proof errors, $1,000 to over $10,000, especially when graded PR 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Real auction records, 1974, D. Jefferson Nickel struck on a cent planchet. Graded MS 65 red. Sold for $3,840. Gemstone 1974 Jefferson Nickel double die obverse, strong doubling. Graded MS 64 by NGC. Sold for $1,200. Gemstone 1974 S-proof nickel double struck. Sold for $5,000 plus. Chart increasing. These are just a few examples. Many more are traded privately or in dealer networks, often selling quickly when discovered. Imagine finding a nickel in your pocket change, just another 5-cent piece, right? But what if that same coin? Yes, it's true. The 1977 Jefferson Nickel has a few rare mint errors so valuable, they've sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world, and most people have no idea these coins even exist. So don't blink, because the next few minutes might just change how you look at every coin in your stash. The 1977 Jefferson Nickel, mint background, the most valuable 1977 Jefferson Nickel errors. Let's go deep into the high-value errors you need to watch for in 1977 nickels. Double die obverse, DDO, minor doubling, $75 to $300, strong DDO with full separation, $2,000 to $5,000 in MS condition. A 1977 Jefferson Nickel with strong doubling in Liberty and the date sold for $1,800 at auction in 2022. Off-center strike. One of the most dramatic and visible errors is the off-center strike, and collectors love these. 10% off-center, $75 to $150, 20 to 50% off-center with visible date, $500 to $1,200 plus, greater than 60% off-center, up to $2,000 plus if well-centered and graded. Struck on the wrong planchet, money bag. Real auction results. 1977 Jefferson Nickel on cent planchet, sold for $3,600. 1977 D nickel on dime planchet, sold for $4,100. 1977 nickel struck on Philippine planchet, over $5,000. 1977 S Jefferson Nickel double struck in proof condition, PR68 DCAM sold for $3,750 in 2023. Imagine a $5 coin roll turning into $5,000, just because you spotted an off-center strike or doubling. Whether it's a wrong planchet, a dramatic off-center, or a strong DDO, these 1977 Jefferson Nickel errors are real, valuable, and still out there.